See, if you're Keegan Murray, you want to get in a defensive stance with your feet set because he isn't. Look at this. Now Jaylen Brown's going to get him leaning one way and then come off the other way. And look at this. Now you can't guard Jaylen Brown. You're not in position to, so he can just rip and go right by you. Okay, playing away from the ball is just like playing on the ball. Your feet have to be set if you want any chance of getting out to the three-point line. Look at this Kings player right here. See how his feet are taking him inward? You have no chance of getting outward now. Okay, so you're guarding Jason Tatum in the post here, all right? Once he turns to face you up, like, you can't backpedal. Look at this. Keep your feet set, but look at this player backpedaling. It's Jason Tatum. Okay, so Malik Monk gets beat by Jason Tatum on a spin move. All right, so once Jason Tatum makes this pass, Sabonis comes to double. Malik Monk is still guarding Jason Tatum. Like, you got to stay with... What is Malik Monk doing here? Terrible switch right here. Stop. You get underneath Jason Tatum when you switch immediately. All right, so you can get in a defensive stance. Like when you switch over the top like this, look at this. You able to guard Jason Tatum like this? No. Okay, this is a bad switch. It's not great defense by De'Aaron Fox. I mean, look at this. He's not in a defensive stance. He's going to end up crowding Jaylen Brown and gambling. But right now, if you're Keegan Murray, you got to get up here, level to the screener, ready to guard if you're switching. And De'Aaron Fox has got to immediately come underneath. Like, you can't be underneath the screener like this. Look at this. You're not able to guard Jaylen Brown like this. You're not in defensive stance. Your feet aren't set. So, again, this is a terrible switch. Ball screen is set here. All right, Sabonis needs to stop. Right now, Sabonis should be up, level to the screener, ready to guard. Sabonis is no way ready to guard right now. All right, the shot goes up right here. Your first instinct has got to be to box out. It can't be to go towards the shot. Okay, again, we talk about it. You got to be in a defensive stance with your feet set when you're guarding Tatum. Look what your feet aren't set. So look at, now you're backpedaling. Well, Tatum's out here, and Horford's about to set a down screen that you can't guard because of that. God, this is unbelievable. If you're Sabonis, all right, you're in drop coverage. You're dropping high, but you got to have your feet set in a defensive stance. Look at Sabonis here. His feet are going uphill as Jason Tatum's going downhill. You can't guard anymore. This is absurd. Stay underneath Jason Tatum. Battle for real estate. Initiate contact. Do not gamble like that. If you're this Kings player, you cannot just relax with Jason Tatum in the paint. Like, you got to be battling for real estate and initiating contact right now. Like, get him out of the paint. He can't just chill in the paint. Like, look at this. Now he's going to set a screen, which, by the way, you don't defend the right way. You should be attached to him with your arms out so this player can't curl, all right? But it doesn't matter because it's already over because Jason Tatum is standing alone in the charge circle by himself. So now, look, of course that happens. Can't do this if you're Keegan Murray. You're feeling out a screen that never gets set. If you get screened, you get screened, and your ball screen defense executes. Look at Keegan Murray right here, feeling out a screen. It was never set, but now you're off balance. What is De'Aaron Fox doing? If you are guarding Jaylen Brown here, you need to get up in a defensive stance with your feet set. Look at De'Aaron Fox. Are your feet set in a defensive stance right now? They are not. Okay, so Jason Tatum gets a steal here. Stop. Okay, so this Kings player right here that is barely in the frame right now obviously just needs to get back. He has no chance of getting this ball. All right, but look what he does. Look at this little move uphill right there. Why weren't you getting back? Now you're playing off your front foot as Jason Tatum's going downhill and you have no chance. So what is this Kings player doing right here? Stop. Why are you standing in the middle of nowhere? Sabonis is taking Al Horford, so sprint over and find somebody else to guard. Like, that should have been happening before then. I don't... How... Wow. Okay, there's just too many Kings players standing around aimlessly. Harrison Barnes is coming to help here, so why is Sabonis not going to Derek White? Like, why do we have 3 people converging on the ball? Like, so that's ridiculous. Now Sabonis can't get out to Derek White at pump fakes. Okay, stop. So Harrison Barnes now is stepping up to double Derek White. Keegan Murray's going to the corner. Why is De'Aaron Fox not coming out here? Like, again, it's just Kings player after Kings player just standing around. Terrible switch. When you switch onto the screener, you've got to get underneath the screener, okay? When you switch over the top of the screener, now look. Now that requires backside help, and now the corner's open. What is Harrison Barnes doing? You are not a part of this ball screen. You're guarding Jaylen Brown. These 2 players are switching the screen. So what are you doing? Like, what is going on? I mean, this is a ball screen. It's not much of one, but it is one. So what are you doing? Are you drop coverage? Are you switching? Are you hedging? Like, what? You can't just do nothing. What is Keegan Murray doing here? Why are you leaning towards the screen? Like, what? You're just going to get beat the other way, obviously. Okay, so the Kings double right here. If you're Davion Mitchell, you have got to sprint over to Jason Tatum. Same thing with Trey Lyles on Malcolm Brogdon here. I mean, this is just, I mean, come on. Like, that's not good enough. Come on, if you're De'Aaron Fox, can you just play defense here? Why these gambles? Like, this is just, I mean, there's one gamble. Here comes another. It's okay, so the Kings trap right here. Stop. So this player's coming up in backside help. This player's got to stay home. We are not worried about this skip pass being made, because if that skip pass gets made, this player can rotate here and you can go here. But, I mean, once this pass gets made here, because that player dropped, well, now this is not a skip pass. This player's 1 pass away, and you have no time to get there. Again, if you want to be in the gaps away from the ball and you're De'Aaron Fox, your feet have to be set. You got to be in a defensive stance. See, look at De'Aaron Fox here. See how his feet are moving him inward? He's never going to get back out to Malcolm Brogdon now. Okay, this is turnover. Okay, stop. If you're Domantas Sabonis, you need to be sprinting back now. You got to stay with Grant Williams. There's no, like, you just gave up on the play here. There's no reason Grant Williams is this far ahead of you, and now he gets the offensive rebound.